Hi guys, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge. We've got Fixed Blade Friday. We're looking at the Hultafors OK4 today. This is one of their newer knives. I reviewed the OK1, which is also a newer knife of theirs, last spring, late winter, 8 or 9 months ago actually. And now I'm taking a look at this guy. This is an improvement over the OK1. If you just can't afford the OK4, go with the OK1. But if you've got a few extra shekels, I think this knife is very much worth that little bit extra money. So I'm going to talk an awful lot about the handle end because the business end, the blade and stuff, is identical between the two. You can check out that video. I'll put a link right up there for it. Especially the outdoor cutting, I'll be referring you to that video starting at about the 9-minute mark, and you can see the outdoor cutting, the batoning, and stuff like that that this knife can do. I'm just going to save some time on this video and just do the indoor stuff here today because it's the identical blade, identical treatment on the knife, identical steel, everything. You know, it's the handle that's important. Well, it's the handle that's different, unique on this knife. So let's get started right now. The first thing that I want to say is this ferro rod did not come with the knife. In fact, it doesn't sell with a ferro rod. I did find that Hultafors does have a ferro rod that they sell. I couldn't find it anywhere in any stores, but I'll give you a link for it on their website because I think it's a really good ferro rod. This one I got from GearBest and it works just fine. I just put a little bit of shot cord on it. They have the loop built into this Hultafors. When you purchase it, you get that nice loop and it fits in there perfectly, and that shot cord holds on there and it's not coming off. It's staying there until you need it. So for now, I'm just going to get rid of that. This is what you get when you buy the knife. You have the knife, you have the sheath. The sheath comes apart. Let's open this up here. Don't use your knife as a pry tool. And comes off. Your very typical Hultafors sheath is basically just this. It has that European system where they've got a button on a lot of their pants where this fits on and then that locks over. So that's really good. The plastic that they use on this sheath, this polymer, is a nice high quality PP polymer plastic. Very functional. They put a drain hole in the bottom right there, so if water does get in here when you're using it, it drains out. It's durable. It's everything you need and nothing that you don't need, basically. That's the kind of sheath it is, and that's how I would qualify it. It's a little push-off spot right there, and so when the knife is in the handle, you put your thumb there, you use your smaller fingers to grab on the pommel end where this swell is underneath there, and you push off, and you take the knife out, and you use it. Works very, very well. This extra bit is really cool. This elastic on the bottom end here, and even says Hultafors in there. And then you've got this nice nylon webbing or whatever the material is with a nice button snap there. And very simply, you slide it on the bottom. You bring it up to that spot. You take this button, put it through the hole there, slide it up where it locks in place, and then lock this part down. And now you have a belt loop, and that just fits very easily on a belt. You've got almost 3 full inches, so you can have a really huge belt that this fits on. It's very light, and it carries just fine. I'll give you the weights and everything later on. Excellent sheath option. I really like how they've made it. Like I said earlier, everything you need and nothing that you don't need at a very good weight. And so here's the knife. What do we have? We've got a Japanese carbon steel, Rockwell hardness between 58 and 60. This black coating on here is an EDP coating. That's an electrophoretic deposition coating. They put it on a lot like they do chrome plating or nickel plating. They actually submerge the knife in a liquid that has the coating material, and the coating material can take a charge. And so they've got an anode, and they put this in there. Look up a video on how chrome plating's done, and it's the same way with this kind of stuff, except for instead of chrome, it's this coating that gets coated onto this steel. And then where you see Hultafors and you see the other numbers in here, that's printed onto the coating. We've got a Scandi grind or Scandinavian grind, and just the edge itself has been touched up just ever so slightly to be super sharp. We've got a clip point, and the clip point starts right there. Flat spine, it's sharp enough to strike a ferro rod and make sparks go flying, and you can see that on the OK1 video. I won't do it inside right now. It's December now, and it's a cold time of year. It's not that cold today. One of the other reasons why I'm not doing the outdoor cutting on this video is I thought I was feeling better, and I'm still not feeling 100%. And, I just am not up to, my strength isn't all back and everything to go outside and do all that stuff. Plus, I do have a very good video that shows the identical steel, and identical size and everything. So you can see how you can baton and cut with that one. I will do some cutting inside. Handle here, this green part is the same PP plastic as the sheath is made out of. It's a nice polymer. And then you've got this rubberized kind of material on this middle part of the handle, the black stuff with this ribbing in it. This is a Santoprene. It's a vulcanized thermoplastic, so it's like a rubber. And so you can see I can stick my fingernail in it. So it's got a little bit of give to it. Underneath there is more of this green material. And so they form this over the blade stock. So it's not like it's slid on and glued in place. They form it right onto the steel. So they make it one. So this is rock solid. It's not a full tang blade. The blade comes back quite far. So using the magnet, see, magnet sticking on right there. I can go a little bit past and it wants to just be pulled back. So it's right about there. That's a long tang. It's not one of those short little things that just barely comes in. And, the history of the Hultafors knives shows that's definitely deep enough, very strong, very great. And for the price of this knife, wow, this is a really, really good choice. So let's talk about the rest of the dimensions for you. We got a cutting edge that goes all the way to the handle. So it can be a little tricky to sharpen right to the very end here, as the knife starts to age, but that's okay. Just sharpen as far as you can and keep going. This is a budget-friendly knife, to be sure. Cutting edge, 9.47 centimeters, which is 3.37 inches. Blade length, now measured across the top from the tip to the end of the handle here, 9.26 centimeters, that's 3.65 inches. The blade thickness on this one, and of course it counts with the coating, 3.07 millimeters, which equals 0.118 inches. The depth of the blade spine to the cutting edge is around 2.36 centimeters, just under an inch, 0.927 of an inch. A lot of strength in there, and a nice long thick area here. This knife is going to have a lot of life in it. The proper way to sharpen a Scandi grind is to sharpen this entire surface here. This surface here that's beveled all the way down. If you just sharpen at the tip, then what's going to happen is this. So I'm going to draw the edge from this angle. So you're looking down on the blade. So the blade is like this. That's the flat part. And then you've got the Scandi coming to the tip. Yeah, that's not perfect, but there you go. That's the whole blade. If you just sharpen here and you're taking off a little bit of steel to make it sharp, you're going to start creating an angle there. That's sharper. And then let's make it much bigger. So you'll have to end up sharpening a little bit of that steel off and a little bit of that steel off to create a new point. And when that gets dull, you're going to have to go down some more, and you're going to have to go to here. And now you can make that point. Notice that you're starting off with an angle like this, and then you're getting an angle like this, and then you're getting an angle like this, and pretty soon you're going to get an angle like that, and pretty soon it's flat. All right, phones can be wonderful. So what I was saying, and maybe I'll draw it again here. So you have the original angle, and every time you sharpen it, I'm just going to be a little more extreme. You know, the angle gets wider. You know, say that's 30 degrees. This becomes 40 degrees. And then the next time you sharpen it, it becomes 50 degrees. And the next time it becomes 60. And then pretty soon you've got a flat end, and that's not going to cut nothing. So what you have to do is you have to do this. If this is the edge, you have to take off that steel, and you have to take off that steel, and then you've got a brand new edge. And then the next time you sharpen, you take off that steel, and you take off that steel, and then you've got a brand new edge, and you maintain the angle every single time you sharpen. So Scandi grind works really, really well when it's sharp, but too many guys, especially if they're new to knives, they end up doing this kind of thing where they sharpen off the tip, and then they sharpen off the tip some more, and then it gets to a flat, blunt end. Not a good scenario. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that's some good information that you might not have known before, and maybe that'll make do for the outdoor video that's missing that you can see on the OK1 video. So that's what this knife is about. Did I give you all of the dimensions? I think I did. Let me double check that. I think it just gave you all the blade information. Let me give you all the handle dimensions now. We've got a handle length of 11.69 centimeters. That's 4.6 inches. The grip area, so what I call the grip area is where the black rubbery kind of stuff starts. That is 10 centimeters, 3.94 inches. The handle thickness right here at the thickest spot is 2.15 centimeters. That's 0.844 inches. And the depth at the thickest spot right there, so that's the sideways, that's 3 centimeters. That's 1.18 inches. And that's why it feels really good in the hand. The total length of the knife is 21.1 centimeters. That's 8.31 inches. It weighs 108 grams, which is 3.85 ounces. Talk about a nice light knife to work for a long time. With the sheath, it is 149 grams, 5.25 ounces. And if you add this particular ferrule rod, it comes to 188 grams, 6.65 ounces. So all of this together, just a little bit heavier than a big macho folding knife. Not bad. Prices. There's all kinds of prices for where you can get this. In Canada, the only place I found where it's readily available is from Big Bear Tools. That's out in BC, Vancouver area. $27.99. So 28 Canadian shekels for this. Great deal. Not bad at all. Big Bear Tools used to be a supporter of this channel, and so they're a good company, a good store. So if you're Canadian, I suggest you go over there. You can't get this from Amazon.ca, and Amazon.com will not ship to Canada. Amazon.com has this knife for $29 US. So Big Bear Tools is selling this for less than the Americans can buy it for, by a good amount. That's not bad at all. Green Man Bushcraft, that has it for 13.2917 pounds. Wow. 4 decimal points, guys? Never heard of that before. You guys probably have. And that includes your VAT, your value-added tax. So 13.30, not 13.29. That's a good price in the UK. So there you go. All kinds of different ways to get this. fit and finish is really good. It looks great. It feels super good in the hand. And let's do some cut tests, even though we're not going outside. We're going to do at least a little bit for you guys. So I got a chunk of wood here. Let's get this out of the way. And you can just cut very, very easily on this stuff. No problem at all. If you want to do some wood shaping, you can easily get that done. Take off big pieces, and then you can do your, if you wanted to make a feather stick, there you go. You can do that fine cutting very easily, creating curls if you want to. No problem at all. It's a really, really excellent knife for, going through wood. A Scandi grind is perfect for those kind of jobs. Let's try something else. Let's say you come across something a bit heavier. Here I've got this wire, and it cuts through wire, no problem at all. Put this board back down, and you can cut through that stuff. This edge is good enough that you can go right into a piece of paper, right down on the end. Actually, that's very good. And it's a very good knife for cutting. You can tell if I would have sharpened it myself, you'd have a much bigger silver area that's shiny. This is the factory edge, and talk about a good knife. So there you go. If you have any other questions or comments or anything, please leave them in the comment section of the video. Share this video with your friends, anybody who's a bushcrafter. This makes a very good Christmas gift for somebody who's into the outdoors and stuff. You've got time to buy it, and get it delivered for Christmas time. If you do go to Big Bear Tools, please tell them that Jake from Canadian Cutting Edge sent you. Find some way to let them know, and maybe he'll become a supporter again of the channel. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff that keeps my channel going. And remember to always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.